Welcome to the Seven Figure CEO podcast. I am here with Nathan Hirsch. How you doing, Nathan?
Casey, I am great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Can't wait to hear about your business, Free Up, and I can't wait. And that's Free Up with threes, right?
Threes.
I like it. I like it, and I love the name of the business. Very, very genius. I think everybody listening to this is going, "Yeah, I want to be freed up," and I need some help. So. Before we get into that, we have two rules. Number one is that you've got to be a seven-figure CEO or have been a seven-figure CEO. And then number two is you've got to get rid of the theory and get straight down to the practical, okay? And so we're going to get nuts and bolts, and we're going to keep pushing down because all of our listeners are looking for that one tweak, there's one piece of advice, that one thing that can catapult their business. So you ready to rock?
Let's do it.
All right, so give everybody... Who are you? Who is Nathan Hirsch? And start there, and then we'll move on to what is Free Up, where'd it come from, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so my name is Nathan Hirsch. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I've never had a real job. I started my first multi-million-dollar business out of my college dorm room. First started off selling textbooks, eventually through trial and error, moved to baby products, found a niche. So if you could imagine a 21-year-old single guy dropshipping baby products out of his college dorm room, that was me. And I was thrown into the entrepreneurial world.
Hold on. You just went real fast past that. You were literally 21 years old with a seven-figure business.
Yeah.
And it was baby products, and you were in college.
Yeah, so I started with textbooks, and textbooks led me to Amazon. This was back in 2008, 2009. Amazon was mostly a bookstore, and there were no courses, there were no gurus out there. I was trying to figure it out for myself, and I knew I wasn't going to sell books forever. So through trial and error, which is something I've become very good at, is I tried all the things that I liked, sporting equipment, DVDs, computers, and I just failed over and over and over, and I couldn't get anything to sell. And it wasn't until I branched out of my comfort zone and randomly came across some deals on some baby products that I found such a big industry of people willing to pay, willing to do anything to get these products for their kids.
Yeah.
And then it exploded from there.
Got it. So your journey from 21-year-old textbooks, baby products, to how old are you now?
28. Well, 29 actually. I just turned 29.
29. So we've got that gap. What happened in that gap? What were the transitions and the turns? Because I can tell already, just getting to know you, you've probably had a million different ideas, right?
Absolutely. So you have to remember, I'm 21. I have to start hiring people. This business is exploding. There's orders, there's emails, there's listing products. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
No one knows Amazon. Who am I going to hire? I can't go out and hire some 35-year-old. No one wants to work for me. So I pretty much, from having no other options, I got introduced to the remote hiring world. It was the only way that I could get access to talent that would actually stay with me and that was reliable, unlike the college kids around me, and get access to this talent from all over the world that I could hire. And from hiring these people, I called it my virtual assistant army. My business grew, and my business grew fast, and I saw the power of putting good people in position to help me succeed. But what happened was, as this business grew, all my time went from what I liked doing, which was expansion, getting new manufacturers, marketing, to the stuff I didn't like doing, which was interview after interview after interview. And one day, after interviewing for 8 hours straight, I threw something against the wall, and I just thought that there had to be a better way. And
Gotcha.
That's when the idea of Free Up really came about.
And when was that?
This was 3 years ago.
Okay, so you started 3 years ago, or the idea was 3 years ago. And then how long after that did you tell everybody what Free Up is, and then we'll work a little backwards?
Sure. So the idea is that instead of going to Upwork and Fiverr and posting a job, getting 50 applicants, interviewing them one by one, which takes forever, we get hundreds of applicants every week, freelancers from all around the world. We take the top 1%, we let them in, and then we make them available to clients rapid fire. Freelancers from $5 to $75 an hour, everything from customer service to advanced marketing. On the back end, have 24/7 support, so people get instant responses no matter how small their needs are, and then a no turnover guarantee, because we all know how frustrating it is when someone disappears on you. If they quit for any reason, we cover replacement costs and get you a new person right away. So the pre-vetting, the speed, the customer service, and the protection.
All right, so I'm just going to shoot straight. I have done this. I've tried it. We've tried all that outsourcing and like we've tried it, and it's just not worked for us. Like, it's been really hard. The only thing that worked was like some logo tournament thing that we did that, that worked. But I'm gonna start from the end user that's listening to this, and there's a lot of people listening to this that are like, okay, a lot of people have kind of gone down this road before, right? Like you had, and it's like, I don't know. So the questions I'm going to ask, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to go a little bit on the objection side of this and say, sounds good. Let's share some stories. Tell me how this works. Well, tell me how that works. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, and I will just say that I practice what I preach. So FreeUp did $1 million in the first year, $5 million last year. Right now, our run rate is close to $9 million. And the only people that we hire, we have no employees, are freelancers on the FreeUp marketplace. Last week, they billed me 800 hours, and we're an entirely remote company. So
you trumped all of my objections. And it's not about the objections, right? I mean, what you're doing is awesome. But what I want to get down to is that everybody listening to this is to know this is different. This is not the same as everything that there's been. So what is the difference? Okay, like, what is your process? How do you really, really get to the top 1%? What does that look like?
Yeah, and that's really the first reaction when we announced FreeUp and we started contacting all these partners. Oh, great, another virtual assisting company, another Fiverr. That's what the world really needs, right?
Yeah.
But it was all based on my hiring process. I had been hiring remote freelancers for 6 years, and I had some great experiences, people who still work with me today. I'm the godfather of some of their kids, and I built these amazing relationships. But early on, it wasn't all positive. I made bad hires. I had people that wasted my time, my money, and I continued to go back to the drawing board. Every time we made a mistake, we made a bad hire, we went back to that process to improve it. So that hiring process to get the top 1% is all based on my past hiring experience. Now, we reject 99 out of every 100 applicants, and it's all based on skill, attitude, and communication. In my opinion, people hire wrong. They've been hired wrong for years.
How? Stop there. Tell me how.
So they look at someone's resume. They look at someone's references, their background. Oh, you have 10 years of experience. You must be good. Let's hire you. And then it blows up in your face and you wonder why. What they don't do is they don't focus on the attitude and the communication on equal footing as that skill set. When I look for someone's attitude, I want people who are passionate about what they do. I hate bookkeeping. Do you hate bookkeeping?
I hate it.
Yeah, so when I go to hire bookkeepers, they need to love bookkeeping as much as I love being an entrepreneur. Those are the type of people that I look for. We've all worked with people who are a cancer and their bad attitude spreads throughout. We want someone who's positive, who can handle adversity, who the second something goes wrong, they don't scream and yell. With communication's everything, because I don't care what your attitude is, what your skill set is. If you and I can't communicate,
sure,
it's never going to work out. And we have 15 pages of communication best practices that they have to memorize and get tested on before they get into the FreeUp marketplace.
Okay, and so basically you're marketing roles out to the world, and then you are doing all the interviewing and all that. So you're basically doing what me, if I'm an end user, I don't have to do any of that.
So it's optional. You get 10 to 15 minutes to interview an applicant if you want to. A lot of people, after they use us a while, they start to trust us and they don't do it anymore. But during that 10 to 15 minutes, what you're really trying to figure out, instead of the skill, attitude, communication that we've already done, is you're figuring out, hey, is this person the right fit for me? Because even the best freelancer in the world might not be the best fit for every single client in the world.
Got it. Okay. And so, and then I'm gonna keep drilling a little bit in the weeds here, and then I'll pull back out in just a second and do a little more big picture stuff on your company. But I'm super interested. So, if I need digital marketing help, you do that?
Yes.
Okay. And let's just say I need, from blogs to SEO to video to the Facebook advertising, whatever, and those kind of things. When I come to your website, what do I do? Like, what is the method, and take me through the end user process of what is going to happen for me?
Sure. So step one, create a free account. Takes a minute. No monthly fee, no sign-up fee, no minimum, no obligation. You can stop
Yep.
using us at any time. So you have an account. Anytime you need a freelancer, click request a freelancer at the top. It'll ask you 8 questions so we know what you're looking for. US, non-US, price point, skill set. Do they have to be able to work weekends? Just some information so we know exactly what you want. You sit back within a business day, usually faster. We introduce you to 1 to 3 people. You can interview them if you want to. If you like them, you click hire and you get started. And we have people that get started within hours or minutes of putting in their request. And if you don't like them, you click pass, you provide us feedback, and we get you someone else based on that feedback. It's really that simple.
Okay. And then somebody pops up, and then it's like, hey, I want to interview them for 15 minutes. Y'all allow somebody to get on a video chat and talk to them?
Yeah, so communication is directly between you and them. You can use whatever you want, phone call, Skype, Slack, WhatsApp, Viber, Zoom, whatever you want. And the relationship is between you and the freelancer. Our
So
terms
how do
of
you
use.
get paid?
So the payment and the actual time tracking is in our software, but the actual communication and the project and the work is between you and the freelancer.
Just curious, how do you not get everybody stolen from you?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask that. So here's the cool thing. People go to Upwork, they go to Fiverr because they have to be there. That's where the clients are, not because they want to be there. With us, people want to be in the free up community. If you're a freelancer, it's so hard to get in. And once you're in, you don't have to compete with 50 other people for every project. We bring clients to you. So once you're in, you don't want to do anything possible to get kicked out. If you do try to go around free up, when we find out, we kick you out, you lose your entire source of revenue. It just doesn't happen. People love our community. They love being around the other freelancers where it's collaboration instead of competition. We help them grow their freelance business. Our 24/7 support is the same for them as it is for the clients. So it's a great community there. And same thing with the clients. We treat our clients very well. We have great relationships. In order for someone to go around us, the client and the freelancer would have to go around us without one of them reporting, and it's just not worth the risk for either of them.
Sure.
Over the past 3 years, it's happened
It's not a big deal.
two or three times, and most of the time, and those times that people report it right away, you warn the client, you kick the freelancer out, whatever it is.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. And the way your company makes money is how?
We take 15% with a $2 minimum of every hour billed, or 15% of any fixed price.
So I don't do percentages well. So every hour
If someone's
bill-
if someone's $50 an hour, the freelancer gets 42.5.
Got it. Okay. Wow. And do your freelancers cover all of the skill sets?
Yeah, so if you go to freeup.com/pricing, you can see over 100 skill sets, and we do a pretty good job ballparking what it is for US, non-US, for all these skill sets. Keeping in mind, these are freelancers, they set their own rates, and the markets do change.
Yeah, obviously. That's very cool. So basically on my expense, I'm not paying a 1099, I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally just paying your service, your company as a service.
Correct.
Okay, so they're a contractor with you, not with me.
So we're a marketplace for contractors, so technically it's between you guys, but because of the way that it's written, we do what's called a 1099K at the end of the year, very similar to what the Upworks and the Fivers do. So we essentially act as a payment processor, so you don't have to file a 1099, we file a 1099K.
Got it. Totally makes sense. Okay, now I want to. So that's your service, and that's what you do, and that's wonderful. But I'm super interested. And our listeners are going to be interested in how you built it, like, how you got this thing with 800 hours billed last week from your own people that are all from the Free Up community. Is that safe to say, from the Free Up community?
Yeah.
That's who's running your business.
Well, our internal team, which is made up of the same freelancers that are available to clients, some of them are full-time with me, some of them are part-time with me and have 4 other clients. They might have 2 clients outside Free Up, but it's all people that are in the community that are still available to clients.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to go through this to different genres of business. I want to talk marketing and sales first. Because when I look at this, you're right. It's what I said. Okay, I get it. It's another thing you sign up for, you put your job thing in, and you'll get some people, and most of them won't work out. Most of the time, it's a waste of time, in my opinion, of what I've been through. But you're saying we're different. Okay, that's cool that you're saying you're different. But when people are listening, there's people that they're scared to enter markets where there's already big companies, and there's big people that own the space. How have you created differentiation besides, hey, we just let the top, or is your factor, is that we only let 1 out of 100 come in? How do you do that? How do you positioned it in such a way to create the growth that you have?
Cool. So one thing is I've used all the other marketplaces. So I knew what I liked about them and I knew what I didn't like about them. So what I did was I tried to tweak the things that I didn't like. And I also had built these relationships with all these freelancers. So I had a pretty good idea of what they liked and what they didn't like as well, because there's two sides of the coin. And if we don't keep the freelancers happy, there's a million other places they can go.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, the pre-vetting is different because no one else, you can create an account on Upwork. Anyone can go do that and offer their services. We need it to be more exclusive and protect our clients more. The 24/7 support and the protection, again, different. Other things that we do, the communication. People don't love having to go through the different messengers of this place.
Yeah.
They want to
your
feel
systems.
that one-on-one.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we opened it up. You can communicate however you want to communicate. Get one differentiator, my calendar, right on the top of the website. We're at a $9 million run rate. How many CEOs do you know that have their calendar right at the top of the site where you can contact? And yes, I have people that monitor my Skypes and emails when I'm on podcasts and stuff, but for the most part, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of and I make myself available. So that's really what we did is we went through every single thing we liked. And for example, the billing, we very much mimicked how other people did it. With our own tweaks. But for other stuff like the communication, like that no turnover guarantee, there's no marketplace that's going to put their back behind the freelancers out there. We tweaked it to adjust it. And I guess my last thought on that is feedback. Once we launched this thing, we got feedback from the clients and the freelancers. What do you like? What do you not like? And we quickly implemented that.
Got it. That's good. But to the entrepreneur who's scared to go after the behemoth, what would you say their step is?
You got to find out how to be different, but also how to personalize it. Not everyone loves dealing with a huge company. I know I don't like dealing with a huge company. When let's say my bookkeeping, I have to use a bookkeeping software. I don't want to just be another number for that company. I want to be someone that I can actually talk to someone on the other end and build that relationship. For example of that is my software. We have a software that backs up our software every hour. And I've been dealing with them for the past week over an issue that was really no one's fault. It just popped up. But I built a relationship over these people for 2 years that I wouldn't be able to do over a large company. So just from that, you can have a competitive advantage. And then from there, you have to build it. Hey, what can I do differently? How can I differentiate myself so that I don't lose these clients as I get bigger?
Got it. Okay. So inside of your 800 hours that was billed for your organization last week, how many of that, what percentage would you say is U.S. based to as in some other country?
It's almost all non-U.S. The only people that are U.S. are people that write for the Free Up blog, people that run our Facebook ads, do email marketing, regular marketing. Probably 80% of it is non-U.S.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's interesting. So all of your finance and all of your stuff, all of it's outsourced to all of these people.
Yeah, so they're all the billing and keeping in mind client information is all behind Stripe and PaySimple and all that. So it's not like they're seeing people's credit cards, but all the billing, all the invoicing, all the software development, it's all done outside the U.S.
That's good. That's so good, man. So what reports let's just talk about you now, not your business. Let's talk about you as a leader. Like what type of personality are you? What's your, if you've taken any test, some people say I'm this or I'm that. What are you really, really good at? What's your secret sauce is what I guess I'm trying to get down to.
I'm a very logical thinker and I'm a good problem solver. I'm very good at removing any emotional element to figure out how do I get what I want out of this situation? How do I solve that problem to the best of my ability? I'm direct, I'm to the point. I genuinely care about people, whether it's a client or a freelancer. I do whatever it takes to resolve the situation, even if that means I lose money in the short term to make money in the long term. And I'm very customer service oriented.
Got it. So what about like leadership in your company? So when you have a $9 million company, you can't be the leader for every single hiring and firing and for finance and HR. I know there's people outsourced that are doing that. Are people outsourced that are leading these whole divisions with teams of people that work with you?
Absolutely. So when we first started Free Up, I had one assistant that covered when I wasn't around, and she also assisted with all the freelancers and clients and stuff. I had one assistant who did our bookkeeping and paying people and charging clients. I had one assistant who did freelancer recruitment, and I had one assistant who did the development of the software. That was it, plus my business partner, Connor. And as these teams got bigger, okay, we're getting a lot of clients. We need to add more people to that recruitment team. Okay, our software is lagging behind. We need to add another developer. Okay, we're billing twice as many clients now. We need to add someone to that team. And those original people are still with us. We treat them very well, and we escalated them to be team leaders and essentially project managers.
That's good. And I am assuming that, again, I don't know your market. I don't know this, but I'm assuming if you go not U.S. based, does it allow you to run your company more profitably?
Not necessarily. I mean, we have plenty of U.S. freelancers that make over $100,000 a year on FreeUp. We're about 40% U.S., 40% Philippines, and 20% scattered. So a lot of the tasks that I'm a systems and process guy. So whenever you can develop really high systems that don't necessarily require someone to bring something to the table, you're able to outsource and go non-US. Where if I need someone to run my Facebook ads, I know nothing about Facebook ads. So I usually tend to go US, although we have plenty of really talented Facebook ad experts that are non-US. So that's kind of why my team is built this way. But I have plenty of clients who will hire just US or a combination that's more heavily US. And plenty of clients that'll go non-US as well. It just depends what you're looking for.
Got it. So have you ever seen FreeUp actually transform an entire company that was already existing? I'm not talking about like a guy, that's hiring 2 or 3 virtual assistants. I'm talking about they already had the thing going. They already had the office space and they already had the employees and all this kind of stuff. And they just went, gosh, this is the way to go. Have you ever seen that drastic of a shift, or is it more of both and?
I've never had someone that had a team of 30 US people and just woke up one day and says, I want to fire someone and outsource everything. That has never happened. And usually if people are trying to outsource or go non-US, it's to complement the team they already have.
Gotcha.
Now, I have had many people who have built their business from that. I had a client who knew nothing about Amazon, and he came in and he said, Nate, I'm going to build this Amazon agency. And I didn't shrug him off because that's not the kind of person I am, but at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, like what's this guy really going to build? And right now he's my top billing client, or second billing. He built an entire agency only on FreeUp freelancers, hiring experts, hiring basic level freelancers, just continually building. And he was a salesperson. He could go out and sell and get clients, and he had freelancers who handled everything behind it. I also had a client who was running an Amazon, or was running an agency. It wasn't Amazon. And he fell into a trap where he had this entire family working for him. He had hired their brother, their cousin, and one day he pissed off someone and his entire team quit on him on one day. So he came to me sweating and nervous and thinking his company was going down. And within 24 hours, we had a new group of people in place that could continue to run his business.
Got it. So how many clients would you say you guys serve right now?
We have thousands of clients all over the world. We bill over 700 a week. We probably have 500, 600 and then you've got those people that come and go with projects.
Got it. Do you know your average retention rate of somebody who starts with somebody and how long they stay?
I don't know that. It's so random. We've been trying to get numbers. It's really tough in our business, and it's not an excuse. It's definitely something we can do better.
Sure.
Because we have people that will hire six full-time Filipino customer service reps, and they've had them for 3 years. Then you have someone for a one-time project, and you don't talk to them again.
Yeah, right.
So it's very hard to put it into numbers.
Got it. Well, what would you want to say to all of we're primarily hitting CEOs, entrepreneurs that are looking to grow past 7 figures, and we have a good bit of 8-figure business owners. Actually, I just talked to one the other day at his office. They're a 9-figure business owner, and they're listening. All of them do crazy random things, like just random genres. What would you say to them from a mindset perspective to go, okay, I'm hearing you because I'm hearing you too, so speak to me. Help me change what's the barrier I have? So help me get over that.
Sure. So there's 2 parts to that. One, the gig economy is booming right now.
Yes.
Over the next 10 years, over 50% of the workforce is going to be remote, which is pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
So if you don't take advantage of all the possibilities and opportunities that the remote workforce has, and there's a lot of them, from not having to hire someone full time to getting access to people that aren't located in your city, I could go on and on. But if you're not taking advantage of that, your competitors are, or they will be soon. And you're really missing out by not figuring out how to do it. And the second part of that is to run a business, to grow a business, you have to hire people. At some point, if you don't hire people, you're going to hit a wall.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to grow. There's very few 8-figure CEOs that are one-man operations.
Yeah.
So it's really the only option. There's always going to be risk. No one has a 100% hired record. It doesn't happen. But if you just give up and you don't focus on fixing your process or figuring out why did I have bad hires, how can I change that going forward, you're really going to miss out on growth and really miss out on the gig economy.
Got it. Cool. So where does everybody go to get connected to you?
Sure. So if you go to freeup.com with 3 E's, my calendar is right at the top. If you want to book a meeting with me, love to talk to you about your business and how I can help. If you create a free account, mention this podcast, you get a $25 credit, and check out the Free Up blog and Free Up YouTube channel for a lot of great hiring content.
That's awesome. And can people find you personally on social and LinkedIn and that kind of thing?
Yeah, Real Nate Hirsch on Twitter and Instagram, and yeah, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn as well.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I had a good time.
Yeah, well, and listeners, shoot me a personalized email, casey@allgravy.io, casey@allgravy.io, and just put Nathan or Nate in the subject line, and I'd love to hear your feedback on the show, and I would love to hear what your thoughts on this whole matter. And I'm going to actually be done with the recording, but I'm going to talk to him just for a minute because I think we can use your help as well. So thanks, guys, and thanks for being here, and thanks for listening to the 7 Figure CEO podcast.